Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of this design. I'm really proud of it, and it does a lot of really fun sentence structure stuff. So instead of being a typical design where, it's a linear sentence or a circular sentence, this is like three sentences stacked on top of each other. So we have three start indicators here showing the start of our three sentences, and they all start with the same word, this one here. And then this first sentence, so starting at you read starting at the bottom and go counterclockwise, and it can spiral inwards. So our first one here, going counterclockwise, we have this first word, and if we follow this sentence circle, it includes all of this stuff, and it ends with the period here. That's the period at the end of this first sentence. And then it doesn't continue on or go to anything else, it just ends here. So that's the first sentence. The second sentence is this thin line here, and it starts with this word again, except it cuts off these words. These words aren't part of the second sentence, and goes up and around and includes these two. So 1, 2, 3 words in this sentence. And then our third sentence is this kind of medium thickness line, which goes around from this word, then this word, and then this word. So, spoilers, I'm going to point through and say what it says before I go into letter by letter. So the first sentence, this start here, says never cruel nor cowardly, period. Then we have never give up. Then we have never give in. And we can kind of see them inside the different sentence circles here. So as far as the letter by letter translation, let's kind of go through these, and I'll show you letter by letter how they say what they say. So our first letter in this word, never, starts at the bottom, and then it has this circle inside the word circle, which is this letter stem, and there is one line ending on it, right there. So that makes it an N with one line ending on it. Then we have this vowel right in the middle of it, and that vowel is in this red circle's position, which if we follow that down, that is an E. So N-E, then we continue around. Here's a shallow divot. So we're in this stem, so we're in this row, and there's one line on it, so that would be a V. Then we continue around. Here's the E on the line of the word circle, so that red one's position is on the line of the word circle. And then our last letter in this word has 1, 2, 3 dots, making it an R. So never is our first word of this sentence. Then let's go to this one. We'll just read the sentences in order. 1, 2, 3, 4 dots on this C. Then we have this shallow divot with 1, 2, 3 dots, so that would be an R. Then we have this little U hanging out inside this divot with a line going outwards. We know it can't be an A because A doesn't have any lines on it, and a U needs to be in the E position, which is inside the word circle or on the line of the word circle, inside the mouth of that stem, so in this red position. Here's another E position, except this one doesn't have any lines, so it's actually an E instead of a U. And then we have 1, 2, 3 dots on this L. So C-R-U-E-L. So cruel. And then N-O-R, shallow divot, 3 dots, one line on the end, just like that one. And the O is on the letter stem like a bead on a string. So in that O position. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 dots on this C, just like that C. Another O attached to it, just like that O. And then this W has 1, 2 lines. And then we actually go to our A. So the A is outside the word circle here, and it is in that position. And then we have the R, 1, 2, 3 dots on it. And the reason why I read this stack in the order of W-A-R is because normally you'd read the vowel at the very end of the word. So at the end of the stack. So consonants are read before vowels. And you read the consonants thin to thick. So we read that W before the R. And then the vowel, again, would typically be at the end of these two letters. But because it has one slash through it, if we look here, it says each slash through a letter. Each slash through a vowel moves it up one letter in the stack. So that bumps the A up in front of the R. So here we go, W-A-R. So C-O-W-A-R-D-L-Y, cowardly. And D and L are 3 dot letters. This is deep divot, this is circle inside the word circle, and the Y has 2 dots on a circle inside the word circle, so right here. And then this is the period. It's on our sentence circle. And because it's not, so this sort of punctuation here is typically read after the word. There's almost never a time where a period is within a word, and that would be really hard to write because it would look exactly like an E if it were a period on the word circle. But on the sentence circle, we can put our period at the end of the word. It could also work to put the period here between these two, because then it would be at the end of the Y. If you wanted it completely ambiguous, you would arrange your word so that way the last letter, the period is after the last letter and at the end of the last word, which is why you write it typically in a circle, but even then it gets a little weird. Punctuation that goes in between letters is weird, so typically assume it is after the word instead of in the word, unless it's one of these line ones which can connect to a specific spot in the word circle to connect it within a word. So anyway, that's my little note on the position of this period. So we have cruel nor cowardly. Here we have never again. And then we have this word, which is give. We have this deep divot here with one line, making it a G. Then we have this I, line going inwards. Then we have this shallow divot with one line, making it a V. Then we continue around. Here's the E at the end of that word. So G-I-V-E. And then we have this word, which this is a little bit off of the bottom. The bottom of the word circle is technically here, so if I wanted to be a stickler, I would say that you read this last, but I really wanted this in line with everything to make those lines line up all sorts of nice and stuff, and I couldn't rotate this without rotating everything, and these line up now, and I like it. But here's the U, line going outwards, and then this P has 2 lines. So UP, and then here's the period on this sentence, and then our last sentence is never give, and then our last word is I-N. So one line ends on the N, which is different than the 2 lines ending on the P. 2 lines on the P, and then 1 line on the N. And then there's the period. So, in. So altogether, we have first sentence here, this thick one. Never cruel nor cowardly, period. Second sentence, never give up. Third sentence, never give in. And they're all kind of stacked on top of each other. I'm really proud of how that turned out.